It doesn't mean you have to lose a limb. I mean, one issue on your spine and your hand don't work like it used to no more. Or you can't, like me, I can't lift my arm. I can lift this arm, but I can't lift this one. Okay? And that hurts so bad. Oh my goodness. I couldn't sleep at night. I usually get 1 hour of sleep. I had to get a shot so I can get 4 hours of sleep. But that's you know, if you're a veteran, you understand what I'm talking about. Okay? If you're in the medical field, you understand what I'm talking about. Now, there's going to be processing delays in the claim. That means veterans might experience longer wait time for their claim to review and approve. And I'm sorry, guys. You thought it was long back then. You remember back in the days before the computers were very available, streamlined. You could scan your paperwork. You can email. You can send directly to the VA electronically. Okay, think about the time where there's none of that. You had to mail it, paper. You had to fax it or mail. You know, slow mail. Well, guess what? It's getting ready to go back to slow mail. It's getting ready to go. It's getting ready to get really slow. God knew October was already planned and coming. Everyone get to the books and help your veteran family member now. Don't wait. Amen. Amen. Thank you, sis. I really appreciate that. Yes, they need to get ready now. They need to get their paperwork done. They need to push as fast as possible. You're looking to obtain a VA mortgage, you better put it on for it now. Don't wait till, I'm going to wait till I get married to December. I'm going to wait till October. Don't wait till any one of those days. Because September is really the cutoff day. Because after September, October 1st comes, that's it. That's the new year, okay? Also, number 2, increased claims volume. The VA has seen significant increase in number of claims being filed, partially due to outreach efforts and new legislation like the PACT Act. Now, this is one of the problems I have. I mean, I even went forward to PACT Act because I was exposed to chemicals. I was exposed to toxic materials. I was exposed to a lot of stuff, including radiation. I ain't glowing, right? Right. Okay. Anyway, a lot of you who served in nuclear and nuclear propulsion or nuclear science, working in submarines or power plants at in the Navy, have been exposed. Some have worked ordnance, working with nuclear materials, working in missiles, working with nuclear materials. Maybe got some exposure. Some of you work with construction material that have hazardous material, which I have. May have got exposed to that stuff, and I got exposed to a lot of stuff, guys. And I thank the Lord. And even some deployments you got exposed to, like in Iraq, back in Desert Shield, Desert Storm. A lot of my brothers, including some of my fraternity brothers, got exposed to that toxic when Saddam Hussein burned those oil fields, and those guys were breathing all that terrible stuff. Some of you guys got exposed to contaminated water in New Orleans. They got deployed to New Orleans for humanitarian work because of the devastation that hooked up the whole Gulf Coast, not just one city. I'm talking about the whole Gulf Coast. I saw it. I was there. It was totally tore up. You talk about where you see foundation where number used to be buildings for miles, you know, and the water contamination. Because my specialty is water treatment, water purification. That's one of my specialties. And we had to drink that water. We had to get that water and clean it up. But, you know, however, there was a lot of stuff in that water that make that water undrinkable. You can take a bath with it, but you brush your teeth. But I use bottled water to brush my teeth. But you may still have some contaminants in the water, even though you're going through the reverse osmosis process. You put chlorine in it, you put collagen in it, you did all the right stuff. But the water sampler, the Navy had checked the water and found out there's viruses in that bad boy. Some of them have been drinking that stuff for weeks, you know, and just didn't know it. And then we had to stop drinking the water. I mean, you still had to use sanitation. You still had to use the plumbing for the bathroom. You still got to take a bath, but you can't drink the water. You still got to shave, you know. So, I mean, even with some of the harsh chemicals I use to treat water and harsh chemicals I use in construction, you know, there was exposure in that. You know, and some of our equipment is radioactive too, so I had to use that. I had to dress up for that. But that's my experience. And a lot of guys, you may have dealt with hazardous material on an everyday basis like I did when I was on active duty. And I'm talking about wearing this hat. That's just how it is. But I filed claims on that. The PACT Act Some of y'all got them burn pits, because I was trained to do that too. How burn pits, how to properly dispose of human, stuff, and properly make sure the base don't get contaminated. Ecology won't be a factor, like rodents and snakes and mosquitoes that can get contaminated, bring that stuff like malaria, and you get sick. Our job is to maintain ecology of the base. So, but that PAC Act, and I got breathing issues. So the PAC Act, this is what it done for me. Nothing. I got sleep apnea. You know what they did? And bronchitis. You know what they did? They merged that, what I got for my asthma, for my lungs, to my sleep apnea. I have never received no extra compensation for it. I received absolutely none. They just merged it together. Some of y'all stuff already got merged. You ain't seen nothing, no ratings. It just made it 70%, just like my sleep apnea. But it's part of sleep apnea. And they made sure they worded that thing just right. And I was hot. But that's another story. But, I mean, if you got the PAC Act, and again, that PAC Act opened a whole can of worms, budget-wise, for those who didn't have sleep apnea, who got for exposure for breathing black smoke, the burn pit, pouring diesel fuel and gas, you know what I mean. And